I just don't understand how you don't want your legacy to be carried on, bro. Like
my legacy is me. My legacy is not my kids. My legacy is me. My legacy is my show. My legacy is Amani.
Here we go again about legacy and children. People that think, or men that think that having a child or having children is you carrying on your legacies. Let's watch this full video to the end. Then we'll come back and talk about it.
I just don't understand how you don't want your legacy to be carried on, bro. Like
my legacy is me. My legacy is not my kids. My legacy is me. My legacy is my show. My legacy is Amani. My legacy is not my kids because average people will be like, oh, I want a legacy, but you're average. You live like a peasant. So what is your legacy? Let's say that you are above average. You're a millionaire. You're brilliant. You've made all these contributions to society. Your kid could come out to be a crackhead. Your kids could come out to be a school shooter. And that's the legacy? That's your legacy? I don't think that legacies, people even really know what they mean. Because your legacy starts with you. And if you don't have a legacy in your name, your kids ain't got shit to do with your legacy. People think that a legacy is just having kids. No, your legacy is what you set your kids up for. And a lot of people don't got two pennies to rub together, but want to have kids and a legacy. What legacy do you have? A legacy of debt? You are an everyday average citizen, sir.
So you can say that's so selfish, bro.
So no, selfish. Actually, it's selfish to have kids because you think that you're so great that you're going to pass on something great to your kids, to the world. You're not that great.
Hey, beautiful people. How you all doing today? It's your girl, Maria Davis, and I am back again with another interesting video. Here we go again about legacies and children and talking to a child-free person. Why do you want to have children? Don't you want your legacies to carry on? You are selfish, yada, 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 coming from a man. Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section because I really don't understand why having a child is carrying your legacy along. How does that relate? But I would like to know your thoughts about this down in the comment section. I have interesting issues to share with you. So let's watch these issues together. Then at the end of all these issues, I will share my own opinion.
I just don't understand how you don't want your legacy to be carried on, bro. Like
my legacy is me.
Where I learned that I can agree and disagree with my sister at the same time. Watch the rest of the whole video. Think about the Wayans brothers. Their parents, what did their parents do? We don't know. They was hunching though. And then every single time that they had a kid, they was making money. They was all funny. They was all moving, breaking. So, baby, a legacy is your babies. But it's about how much you promoting them, how much they promoting themselves, how self-motivated are they, how self-motivated are you, what you put in them, what do they use, who they hanging around, what resources are they using. That ties into your legacy. That. So yes, you gotta have kids to have a legacy. I'm not gonna say it like that. I mean, if you great, be great. But a lot of us, need some generational help. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't understand how you don't want your legacy to be carried on, bro. Like
my legacy is me.
Did y'all listen? Did y'all listen? And did y'all understand? I'm gonna need y'all to go back and listen to all of that. Or, as always, listen to me. I don't know how many more times I need to say it before it actually sinks in for a specific demographic of humans. But let me dumb it down for y'all. When are you men gonna realize that you need to leave the women alone? The audacity of this man to ask this woman, how could you not want your legacy to be carried on? And I fully agree with what she said. She said, my legacy is me. My legacy starts with me, and it is me. And then she also made another ballin' ass point is that if you ain't got a pot to piss in, but you think you're so great to bring in children into this world so they can carry on your legacy, what are you even doing? And then he's gonna call her selfish. He said, and I quote, man, that's selfish. Bruh, why? What? What is selfish about that? The fact that she wants to be child free? The fact that she doesn't want kids? What's selfish about that? Like, he's obviously got to be one of those dudes that feels like a woman's value or worth boils down to whether or not she makes a good housewife.
and a good child bearer and a good child rearer. And that's garbage. When are y'all gonna realize that a woman is so much more than her birthing hips? And let's talk about that for a second. I swear to God, I never had it said to me personally, but I have heard it said by older men to teenage girls. Look at the birthing hips on her. That means she's fertile. That means she'll have many babies. That means she's actually worth something. Wild. Bonkers. Disgusting. I don't know what it is in the male psyche that just makes y'all go into fucking panic mode when a woman says that she doesn't want to have kids. What is it in y'all's lizard brain? Like, it's like it threatens y'all. What is the threat? What is the threat? Make me understand. Somebody tell me in the comments. Somebody tell me something. Because let me tell you something, fellas. A lot of these ladies out here are not bugging. They're not bugging. They are not bothered. They don't want kids. They said their piece. That's what they don't want. They don't want kids. So let me attempt to reverse psychology this. Why do you want kids so bad? Why do you want to create a child so bad? Because you can? Simply because you can? Or is it more complex than that? Is it that that's what's expected of you? Like, you grow up, you get a job, you get married, you have a wife. Your wife gives you kids, you have kids that you're not there for because you're working all the time. Or you have kids, you don't work, and you're still not there for them because you're for the streets. Somebody please make it make sense for me.
No legacy to be carried on, bro. Like,
My legacy is me. My legacy is not my kids.
She totally slaps. She's right, 100%. The only person who you are is you. Your kids are not you. They are separate from you, fully separate people. And when you're like, well, I just want them to have what I didn't, go give yourself those things. Stop forcing your own agenda of what you think you are, want to be on others, and just be that thing yourself. Be a great parent and support your children to be themselves. Your children are not you. Your blood being connected to people actually doesn't mean a lot. Whether you're a peasant, royalty, you are the only representation of you, because you are an individual, not an idea. And if you think other people are going to fulfill it for you, then you will never be fulfilled, because you're in charge of you, like all the other people.
I mean, I just don't understand how you don't want your legacy to be carried on, bro.
I have been saying this for years. Children are not legacies. A lot of men talk about how much they want to leave a legacy behind by having a child. And my response to that, you want to leave a legacy? Build a school. Contribute to a hospital. Start a scholarship program. Feed the homeless. Legacy cannot be carried out with a child. I think it's very weird how people project their legacy onto children who are going to go on and live their lives and do their own thing. Your children is not your legacy. Your legacy is what you do while you are here. Children are what you leave behind. At the end of the day, they're also going to disappear too. You want to build a legacy? Think about foundations that you can build. Think about schools that you can build. Think about causes that you can start. Think about causes that you can contribute to. Think about charities that you're really passionate about. Stop projecting all of your desires, wants, and needs to be carried out with this child. Your child is not your legacy. You do with this life while you're here, what you leave behind is.
I just don't understand how you don't want your legacy to be carried.
You know, I'm not the only one who is so tired of hearing this as a reason to have children. Every time someone to pass on your legacy, the whole time, the legacy that they're trying to pass on is the amount of messages that they have unreplied, camping up in women's DM. All you people looking to pass legacy on, if they ask you what exactly it is that you are recognized for, what is it? See someone who cannot fully take care of themselves talking about oh, my lineage has to continue. What is the lineage doing for you now that is going to do for the person that you want to bring into the world? Because there's the possibility that I might be getting it all wrong. Maybe the legacy that they're trying to pass on is the amount of generational trauma that they do not want to break the cycle of. They're working on something that could be publicly recognized as an achievement. What have you done to help yourself grow? All time, the legacy that you guys want to pass on is poverty. If you don't get the fork.
I don't think that legacies, people even really know what they mean, because your legacy starts with you.
Okay, so this video has been coming across my timeline because they are discussing legacy and whether having children is adding to your legacy. And I was in the comment section and someone brought up a good point that sometimes people are confusing lineage with legacy. So I was like, let's talk about it. So I found a definition of lineage, and it states lineal descent from an ancestor, ancestry or pedigree. Biology, a sequence of species, each of which is considered to have evolved from its predecessor. So your kids, your grandkids, your great-great-great-grandkids, that's your lineage. But legacy is on a different scale. So as you can see, it's either an amount of money or property left to someone in a will. So that could be your kids or a charity or a corporation. Number two, the long-lasting impact of particular events, actions, etc. that took place in the past or of a person's life. And as an adjective, based on computing, it says denoting or relating to software or hardware that has been superseded but is difficult to replace because of its wide use. So legacy is about how something impacts a person's life, whether the person is still alive or not. It's that impact, like someone who created a bridge 200 years ago and that bridge is still around, is still impacting people's life. So when this guy is telling Imani, like, because she doesn't have kids, she's not leaving a legacy, I disagree. Because there are a lot of historical figures we know that some of us probably don't even know if they have kids or not. Let me start off with my point of reference. William Shakespeare. Now, we all know he wrote some plays. One of his most famous plays is Romeo and Juliet. But do you know what I don't know? If he have kids. I mean, I don't know. He could have, he could not have. I don't know, but I don't know if this man has kids. Sigmund Freud. Now, everybody knows his contribution to the psychology profession and psychiatric ideology. But if this man had kids, I couldn't name one of them. I couldn't tell you how many he had. But I can tell you that whole Oedipus ideology, that's his. Harriet Tubman. Now, Harriet Tubman freed some slaves, and she was going to go back and free some more. But if you told me to name her kids, if she had any, that would be a Jeopardy question I would not answer. I'm not touching that buzzer. And Cleopatra. Now, all my life I heard about Cleopatra, but I didn't know she had a kid until I saw the movie with Elizabeth Taylor. Like, what? Like, when you speak about Cleopatra, no one is bringing up her kid. Unless you study Cleopatra. But I wasn't studying Cleopatra. I was just hearing, oh, Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt. No one talked about this kid she had. So I agree with Imani. She's right about legacy, because a lot of people have kids and you don't even know their name. You don't even know they had kids. There's some celebrities you don't even know they got sisters or brothers. You'd be like, dang, you got a sister? So I'll hit that money on this one.
I just don't understand how you don't want your legacy to be carried on, bro. Like,
my legacy is me.
This creator that I'm stitching like instant follow, she has the concept of legacy pinpointed perfectly. The guy in the video is getting legacy confused for lineage. Yeah. He's getting legacy confused for lineage. And the people that do this, and I'm not saying this to be ugly, but it's the truth. A lot of the people that are obsessed with the concept of lineage and getting it confused for legacy don't have a pot to piss in, much less a window to throw it out of. Their legacy is poverty. And just like, no. I mean, for me, it's not hard to understand, but for some folks it is, I guess. I don't know.
I just don't understand how you don't want your legacy to be carried on, bro.
They must reduce everything to an element or byproduct of fucking. They operate out of emotion, not strategy, logic, or reason. They are guided by their feelings, not intellect. To them, a legacy is nothing more than fucking and making a baby. They are reductionists. What is a legacy? A gift by will, especially of money or other personal property, to bequest something transmitted by or received from an ancestor or predecessor or from the past. In order for something to be a legacy, there must be a transmission of money or resources. Being a buck on a plantation does not give you a legacy. Don't get it twisted. You're just a buck on a plantation. Think fast. Who invented dynamite? Dynamite was invented to create. Dynamite was invented to help people in building and mining. But people began using the invention for war. They used the invention to destroy, to hurt, and to kill people. That was not his intention. He wanted his inventions to help people. So before he died, he decided to leave all of the money that he earned from his inventions to create 5 special awards. He decided to leave all of his money to create the 5 Nobel Prizes. The man who invented dynamite was Alfred Nobel. The Nobel Prize of Physiology or Medicine, the Nobel Prize in Chemistry, the Nobel Prize in Physics, the Nobel Prize in Literature, and the Nobel Peace Prize. The man who made millions of dollars by inventing dynamite did not want death and destruction to be his legacy. That man chose to take all of his money and create a legacy that's rooted in peace, academics, and science. You know his name because of the Nobel Peace Prize. You know his name because of peace. You do not know his name because of dynamite. You do not know his name because of war and destruction. That is a legacy. So don't get it fucked up. Don't get it twisted. You just a buck on a plantation.
I just don't understand how you don't want your legacy to be carried on, bro. Like,
My legacy is me.
Every time I've challenged people on the fallacy that marriage is the ultimate source of fulfillment and that kids are your legacy, they've looked at me funny. But I'm so glad that someone has actually spoken about it. This woman, I love her so much. I love it when they bring intellectual women into the conversation who challenge these men, because it's men especially who love to perpetuate this idea that kids are their legacy. Meanwhile, they're not even there to raise these kids, and then it becomes the woman's job. Your legacy is you. Marriage, kids, all of these things are a distraction so that we can evade the responsibility of doing radical self-discovery, cultivating our talents, and living in our fullest potential, challenging ourselves every single day to do the inner work and to do the work it takes to live in your fullest potential. Your legacy is all those years of hard work that you put in to build your self-identity. Your legacy is who you are, not who you are through other people. Putting that responsibility on your partner or on your kids is selfish, because at the end of the day, all these people who are divorcing, all these people who are creating broken homes, just the rates of single parenthood, all these people have believed in this fallacy. And I mean, it's understandable because society has brainwashed us. Specifically, the Matrix has brainwashed us to fall into this, because think about it. If you're so distracted with the whole idea of my legacy is my kids, so I better get married fast, I better impregnate someone fast, then you are not going to actually be a threat, in the sense of someone who has, placed all their life's purpose, has placed this idea that their legacy is in marriage and kids, is not likely to find out what their talents are, is not likely to actually step in their power as an individual, right? That's why I always say people must challenge this obsession with relationships, because it isolates you and it takes up so much of your time. And that time should be reallocated to discovering yourself, working on yourself, healing your past traumas, finding out what your strengths and weaknesses are, how you can contribute to society, how you can set yourself up for success. Because then what happens is that you bring kids into this world, you're not even financially stable. You bring kids into this world, you're not even healed. You don't even know yourself. And now you also want to make it someone else's job. Your innocent child, your partner, it's now their job to build you up as a person, because you did all these things because you were believing in this fallacy. That's the chat.
If you see it, definitely you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and put your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. So, legacies and children, do you think having a child is you carrying your legacy along, or is not? or you not having a child means you're selfish, and you having a child means you're not selfish. I don't see when it comes to child free, when it comes to you not having a child, or a woman saying she doesn't want to have a child, I don't understand why men always have issues with it. They see it as, oh, this woman, I can't control her, I won't be able to scam her of life. Because I feel like men purposely get you pregnant. Most men purposely get you pregnant to tame you, so that they will be able to get connected to you for life. So when they see the fact that women are waking up to say they don't want to have children, they are bothered. Because if 50% of women in this world say they don't want to have children, and the all 50%, they will, before they will get to see a woman to just tame and useless alive, it's gonna be hard for them. So it's a problem. Like, it's a problem for men. For women to stand up and say they don't want children, it's a problem. And they're saying legacy. These are the same men that you would go into life and death to have kids for them, and at the end of the day, they will not be there to take care of you and the kids. Because even after your surgery, after your pain of giving birth, after your pain of the pregnancy and pain of breastfeeding, you will look around and most of them are not even there. They'll tell you your body is designed to have children. Is it that painful? Most of them don't even care. Most of them will still not take care of those kids. Most of them will not even be available for this kid. I remember one video that I watched, and the lady, after she gave birth, her husband is still like, it's just been a BS. Knowing that your wife passed through that kind of pain, knowing that she went through hell to bring a child to this world for you, that doesn't even change their attitude. Men will always be men. So in talking about legacy, I'm like, are you even going to be there for the child? Or whose legacy is the child going to carry? Is it your legacy or the woman's legacy? Like, most of the time when you look at it, children, they have their own lives to live, regardless of the kind of life you want them to have, the kind of whatever you institute into their head, they turn out to be what they want to be at the end of the day. Sometimes you don't even have control over how their future will be. So you saying you want your legacy to be carried on, what legacy do you have, bro? Because I don't know. But then let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think having children is carrying on your legacy, or having children is not carrying on your legacy? And do you think being child free is selfish, or not being child free is not selfish? If that makes sense. Let me know your thoughts about it down in the comment section. Thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all of that good stuff. And please, when you subscribe, kindly turn on the post notification bell so you can get notified every day I upload a video. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.